What up, everybody? This is Payso here. This is our weekly Tuesday night call. Super excited to be here on this call with you guys. We got a very special guest in the building today. Not in the building, on Zoom, in the building, whatever, right? We got a very special guest. We actually just spoke literally about 2.5 hours ago, and I said, "Hey, man," I asked him, "Can you hop on tonight's call for the team?" And he wasn't hesitant at all. He was like, "Let's do it." But real quick, for the people that don't know who I am, my name is Payso. I've been in this industry now for about 11 years. When I first seen it, worked at FedEx, professional boxer, got involved, took the business serious, became a 7-figure earner in the business, traveled all around the world, trained all around the world. Been having a lot of fun. Network marketing has completely changed my life. I mean, that's pretty much an understatement coming from where I come from. So if you worry or you're thinking about if network marketing can change your life, trust me, it can. If it did for me, it can definitely do for you. So with that being said, the person that I want to bring on the call tonight, I just want to really jump right into it. This is someone that we pretty much started in network marketing around the same time. He was in the same company I was in, and he ended up leaving that company and becoming an icon in the industry of network marketing. He went on and became a multiple 7-figure earner when it came down to trading. If you're into trading, you're gonna hear a lot about that tonight. But also he became a 7-figure earner with building the network marketing business. And he's an advocate when it comes down to building a residual income. I've seen this man go from where he came from to grow into what he is today, into one of the most respected leaders in the game. Someone that is hardworking. He actually just came back from Manchester, if I'm not mistaken. He just came back from Manchester and launched a few more teams out there. And that's the type of stuff that fires me up, man. I love to see people, that's really out there going to get it. I mean, it inspires me. Champions inspire champions, right? And so with that being said, we got the one and only Matty Pips here. Matt, can you hear me fine? Or are you there?
Yes, sir. I'm here, man. How are you?
I'm good, man. Welcome, man. Welcome. I'm excited that you was able to do this for us, man. Thank you so much.
Yeah, of course, bro. Thank you as well. Obviously we've known each other now for, man, it's probably going on almost 10 years. And it's just incredible how this all played out, how we're here at the same company, how we're doing things on such a massive level. I'm very, very grateful to have the opportunity to share the Zoom with you tonight, man. I appreciate it.
No, definitely. Well, first and foremost, I appreciate you getting on this call as well. And I'm inspired, man. I've heard your story from so many people. And I know the people on this call want to hear the story. And obviously there's a lot of people that's missing out on this live call right now. They'll catch the replay. But man, I'm inspired by your story. I want to know more about it. I want to know the mindset of your mindset of building, where you come from, the mindset of building, and also, the mindset of like trading. What got you into the trading, and the difference of Akashex and everything else out there.
Yeah, bro. Well, to do that, I'm gonna have to take you way back. I'm gonna have to take you back to where I first got started. Obviously, we started in the same company, actually. We were in World Ventures together. I got started in 2012. I was at the time working full time, going to school full time. And, we all kind of had that same experience. Someone was telling me that we could travel, we could make money, we could live this crazy lifestyle. And being a 22-year-old kid, I was like, this is awesome. Like, dude, I hate school. I hate jobs. You're telling me I can travel and make money? I'm all in. And that was, obviously in 2012. And, I jumped in. I fully jumped in. I did a lot of things that probably you shouldn't do when you first get into the industry. I quit my job. I dropped out of school. I thought I was going to be a millionaire in the first 6 months, the first year. And that definitely was not the case. But, my desire and my work ethic and my excitement for the industry never went away. Even though I didn't have a lot of success in my first year, I did end up going to a couple different events. Understanding how the industry works, And, that was kind of like my growth period. My first year was my growth period. And, I just kept at it. I just really kept at it. And I ended up having some success in that company. I didn't have nowhere near the success that you had. I was able to see you on Facebook Live in Greece on the top of a building when you hit your first $1 million, milestone, when you hit double IMD. I think it was IMD, double IMD. It was just so inspirational for me, man, because I saw your story. I saw what you went through. I saw what you were doing in New York. And it's really what caused me to dream bigger. I was from a small town. I didn't really have the mentorship, that some other people have in this industry. I didn't really have any connection in the industry to keep me going. So you were really actually the person that kept me going. I used to watch all your stuff. And it's really what I kind of obtain a lot of my success towards, is because you paved the way. So, that was kind of my first experience. I went on and hit 6 figures in that company. I built a small team of 2,000 people. Didn't really have anything global. Everything was in Minnesota, Wisconsin, some pockets in Arizona. So nothing crazy. But as we know, things happened in that company. Ended up actually going and partnering with my Uncle John, that's actually here with My Daily Choice now. He just hit 250K, but I ended up reaching out to him. Huh?
I was just saying, just another legend.
Yeah, right. I ended up reaching out to him. It's a kind of a crazy story how it happened. But my dad, when I was transitioning from World Ventures, was like, "Hey, I think your uncle actually does something like you do, but he sells water."
Oh, wow.
And I'm like, "What water? What do you mean?" And I ended up reaching out to him, and he was a part of a different company called Valentis. It was a coffee weight loss company. And I went down there, I checked it out, and I gave it a shot for about 90 days, which really is not giving it a shot. But
Right.
I mean, I didn't really see the potential there. And I was at a point in my career where I was like, I didn't really know what I wanted to do, but this thing was kind of going around, this buzz was going around trading. And, I knew of Alex Morton. Alex Morton is really the top millennial in the entire industry, made the most money out of really anybody in our age. And I ended up just reaching out to him and wanted to see what he was doing. And that was in 2017. He was here for the Super Bowl in Minneapolis, sat down, saw the vision of what trading could do in the world of network marketing, and made the decision to give it a shot, and got started in 2017. Knew nothing about trading, guys.
Oh, wow.
I was completely brand new. Don't have a background in finance. Don't have a background in trading or nothing like that. I just got excited again about the opportunity of being able to turn my phone into a device that could make me money. And then I could share that with people and travel around the world, make money from anywhere that has Wi-Fi, and then still do the residual side of things and build a team that could grow internationally. So that was 2017. And for the first year, again, didn't really have success. I mean, I put people in and I grew a business, but monetary wise, I did not make a lot of money because everybody that I was putting in knew I knew nothing about trading. They knew that I knew nothing about investing. Well, so when I'm coming to my network and I'm telling them, "Hey, we're going to make money trading, we're going to do this, we're going to do that," they all looked at me like, you're crazy. I'm not interested. And one second, let my cat out of here. Otherwise, she's going to meow for the whole time.
Let's go.
Sorry about that. But yeah, so after the first year, I had a choice to make. Am I going to stick this out? Am I going to continue to keep going, or am I going to do something else? And if I could give any of you guys any advice, if you really want to have success in this industry, you have to plant your flag. You have to go all in, and you have to give it everything that you have. And there cannot be any point in your mindset or in your brain that you're thinking that there's something else out there that can give you success. Because the reality of everything, guys, is this: the grass is greener where you water it. It's not always greener somewhere else. And I decided at that time to plant my flag and really try to dive in on learning how to trade. And that was in 2018. I came across a style of trading that was entertaining. It was more of like a game of Simon Says. Right. And that's where I actually started to cut my teeth on the trading side of things. It started to make sense for me. I started getting my team on there. And before you know it, my team just absolutely exploded. And we got to a couple thousand people all over the world. The person that I was following started calling out bad trades, though. Seemed like he kind of was getting a little bit lazy. So I took it upon myself to basically just teach people myself. And basically what happened, guys, is I would hop on my very first time trying to teach this style of trading. And, there'd be 20, 25 people on, and I'd be on there for 30, 45 minutes. And I remember the first about month, people would be in the chat saying, are you ever going to call out a trade? Are you ever going to do anything here? Or are you just going to sit there and stare at the market? And, I was just overly patient, and I'd call a couple wins. I'd call maybe one trade a night and it would win. And that consistency started to become infectious. My call would go from 25 people to about 100 people. And then a month later, it would go to 1,000 people. And it came to a point where I had some people in Latin America that reached out to me and asked me if I could get translated into Spanish for their organization. And this is where my foundation really started to get, built, my confidence on being able to do live sessions. Because now every Tuesday, I started trading in front of about 3,000 people, and I was getting translated at the same exact time.
Wow.
That grew into a point about 90 days later where the company actually reached out to me and asked me to become an educator for the platform. And, at that time, I had a couple thousand people following me every single night. But then from that point to about 2 years later, we went from just 3,000 people following me to over 500,000 people hopping on my live sessions. My organization grew from about 2,000 people to over 25,000 people all over the world. I had teams all over the UK, all over Africa, Canada, Australia, all over Latin America, South America. Everything just absolutely exploded. And the whole point of me telling you guys all this is that what you focus on and what you go all in on is what will expand. Now, there are things that you can't control. So in Roll Ventures, we couldn't control what happened to the company. We had to make a decision to go somewhere else because there was outside things that happened inside of that company that forced us out. Well, the same thing happened to me in that company. We had to learn that type of growth. See, when I go from 3,000 people to over 500,000 people, there's growing pains in that type of growth. But see, we did that in like an 8 to 10 month period.
Right.
Servers weren't ready. Brokers weren't ready. Things were not ready for that type of growth. So there came a point where the company had to make a decision. It was either have me be a part of it or the company most likely would have to be shut down. So at that point in September of 2021, I decided to basically just cut ties, go my separate ways, and go look for something different and kind of redo what we did and really do the right things and leave out the wrong things. And that was in September 2021, guys. And then over the last 2 years, I was looking for a home. I was looking for a place to plant my flag one last time and do a major, major run. And that's what led me to Josh and Jenna, led me to MDC. It's crazy how the story, unfolds, but it all comes back to actually my Uncle John. I've had a relationship now with him for the last 5, 6 years since going to Valentis. And I just asked him, I said, hey, you've been in this business for 30 years. You've made 30 plus million in the industry. What do you see out there? What do you think is going on out there that could potentially be somewhere I could plant my flag? And I started looking at different companies. I started looking at different platforms, and it all came down to my daily choice. John helped me look. He helped me do the assessment. He even told me himself that he was looking for something different. And we ended up going down to Vegas, guys, and sitting down with Josh and Jenna and just going over their vision. And if there's anything that I could really tell you guys on this call right now, is that Josh and Jenna truly care about the field. They care about their affiliates, and they care about this company. Most CEOs really just want to make the bottom line grow. They want to see what's going to bring in sales. And Josh and Jenna's vision really is this. They want to help every single person that comes into their business reach their full potential. Not their full potential money-wise, but personality-wise, mindset-wise, and yes, money-wise. And when I sat down with them and I just asked them what their vision was with the Akashics, Josh was transparent and he was very honest with me. He basically flat out said this: I don't know anything about trading. I know absolutely nothing, but I know there's a need for it. And what I'm willing to do is when someone comes through the door that can help me and we can lock arms together, we will go create something special. And that was in December. Where Akashics was in December is nothing like it is today. So I basically laid out to him what happened to me from 2018 to 2021. I said, hey, this is what worked. This is what didn't work. This is how we went from, 3,000 people following me to over 500,000 people following me. I said, here's the pains that people have. Here's the pains that customers have. Things need to be simple. Things need to be easy. Things need to be understandable. And we need to get the community paid. That's the number one thing that we need to do is we need to get the community paid. And I said, we can't have 10 different product offerings. We can't have a bunch of different add-ons. We have to keep things simple and easy. Now, he said yes. From that meeting, he said he will do it. And in this world and in this, this industry, a lot of times people will talk, but they won't walk the walk. But within December, about December 14th to January 1st, he completely rebranded and redid Akashics. He brought in 2 different scanners. He brought in a bunch of different educators. He built an app on the Apple Store and the Android store, and he went all in on Akashics. And that was in January, guys. Now, over the last almost 7-8 months, we have continued to keep making it better. And I've never been more excited, and I've never been clearer minded of where the direction of this company is going. Now, unfortunately, we had a learning experience. I never call a loss a loss. I always call it a lesson, because every time you lose, every time you fail, you're supposed to learn from it. Well, last week, we had a major lesson. On August 1st, our automation that we had with Akashics carried over from the 31st to the 1st, and the markets completely reversed. The settings, basically the way the market was moving completely changed. And the way that our automation was set up, it was not ready for that. So some things happened, obviously, and the market went the wrong direction. Now, that could have been devastating for Akashics. But in every single down situation, understand there's always opportunity. It's always darkest before it actually becomes light. Understand that what we saw from this situation was we need to focus in a different direction. So what we've decided to do, and what I'm most excited about, is we learned that, yes, people will just want to make money. And yes, automation sounds amazing, but there's a reason why nothing out there works. No automation works out there. I'm going to be honest. I've seen it. I was scared of it when we came out with it, because I've always manually traded myself, and I've just heard horror story after horror story after horror story, but I was willing to give this a shot. Now, once this happened on August 1st, it was devastating. But guess what thoughts came after that? We said, okay, we know the strategy works. We know what works. Let's put together the most high-speed, intelligent, and disciplined traders into groups, and let's treat this like a team, and let's bring the community profitable trade setups. So what we've changed now with the Akashics platform is we've taken the top 4 or 5 people in each category and put them into a team. And what they're going to do is they're going to basically do exactly what a hedge fund would do. There's different responsibilities in each team. Since August 1st, we have a gold group that does this already. There's a person that looks at the fundamental analysis. There's a person that looks at the technical analysis. There's a person that looks at the market structure. And then there's other people that do various different things that look for profitable trade setups. Now, what caused me to go from 3,000 people to 500,000 people following me? It comes down to consistency. The reason why it grew so much is because every single night at 10 p.m., I went live and I called a trade. And I got everybody paid. That grew like wildfire because everybody could depend on that. Well, now with Akashics, every single day, there will be specific trades called out at specific times that you can set your alarm. Once the trade's called out, you can take it yourself, and you'll know that 4 or 5 people have looked at that specific setup to make sure that it's profitable. We've already tested this over the last couple of weeks. And with just the gold group guys, in the last 3 days that I've traded, I've already grew my account 55%. Now, we're going to teach everybody how to place the trades, how to manage the trades, and how to successfully do this. Now, yes, automation is easy. It's simple. You can set it and forget it, but you're not learning anything and you're not really in control. This style, you're going to have the trades, you're going to manually be able to do them, and there's going to be risk parameters in place for you to become profitable. I was blown away. I want to just show you this. Jay, if you could make me co-host, I just want to show you what it's going to feel like really, really quick. If you can make me co-host.
Actually, right now. Host. You're the host now, so.
Awesome, man. So first off, I'm going to show you John's video. I want to show you guys this first.
I love this video.
Did you see it already?
Yeah.
Let me know if you guys can, first off, let me know if you guys can hear it as well.
I was up at 4:50.
Can you hear it?
Yeah.
All right, so here's an example, guys, real quick, of just my Uncle John in this group.
I was up at 4:55 this morning waiting for a text alert on a trade for gold against the US dollar. This is brand new to me. Thought I would give it a try. I'd had other people make trades for me. I'd had automation make trades for me. I want to try it myself. So I have this account. I got $2,000 in it. Did this call with this guy by the name of Javed, the head of the Akashics platform. He explained it to me and I said, you know what? I'm going to give it a try. He does this call out trade on Telegram. He puts in what the stop loss, and you can see it in the screenshot here, the stop loss, and then 3 separate trade entries, and tells it if it's a buy or a sell. He says it's at 1 o'clock UK time. That's 5 a.m. for me here in Las Vegas. So I set my alarm, waiting for the alert to come in. Hey man, I entered the stop loss. It's for MetaTrader 5. Super simple. 2 spots where I put the stop loss and then I put the trade and I hit buy. I did that 3 times. So now I'm just sitting and watching it. Then I get another telegram that comes in and says, hey, just be patient. Now we're about 15 minutes into the trade. My stop loss was at 1931. And so it got all the way down to like 1933. All of a sudden, the first one filled. A little while later, the second one filled. My third one is in major profit. I get another telegram announcement. Move your stop loss so you're in profit, and then you can just forget about it. So I moved my stop loss to 1939. It also said, hey, I see a strong reversal, close all trades. Whole process was about an hour, ended up closing up 30%, $616 of profit. But if it was a $10,000 account, 30% is $3,000. I was just super excited. This is, of course, offered through Akashics platform. So anyway, I'll keep you posted.
All right, so why am I showing you guys that? I'm not showing you guys that just to brag, to boast, to hype you guys. The reason why I wanted to show you John was because John knows absolutely nothing about trading, doesn't know how it works, doesn't know what he's doing, but he was still able to successfully take those trades and profit. Now, I want to show you guys an example. This was actually today. So every single day at 1 o'clock, this group calls out a gold trade, but now all of Akashics is going to do the same exact thing, except for it's going to be all of the different types of trade opportunities, and it's going to be specific times though. So let me just tell you guys the times real quick so you guys can write these down. The times that people are going to be calling these out are at 8 a.m. Eastern. There's going to be this gold trade plus Forex. So there will be a Forex call out and a gold trade call out. At 10 a.m. Eastern, an indice trade, it will be called out. So US 30, SPX 500, German 30, basically an indice trade will be called out. At 11 a.m. Eastern, a BTC USD trade will be called out on Mondays. At 1 p.m. Eastern, another gold trade will be called out as well. And then at 10 p.m. Eastern, another Forex trade will be called out. Now, how is this going to work? How is it going to feel? Well, we're going to have the Akashics app that will send you the actual trade idea. It'll tell you exactly what to do. But then in a Telegram, we're going to guide you through the process. We're going to guide you through what's going on. So for an example, let me just show you what it's going to look like. So hello all, our traders have been analyzing the markets and have marked up the zones we're looking to enter. Be prepared for an alert. Okay, as a brand new person, that's going to give you comfort. That's going to give you guys the sense of community. It's going to give you guys the anxiety levels will drop. Then 10 minutes before, potentially looking for buy trades. We'll keep you posted. Again, that's just another layer of letting you guys know what's going on. Well, 7 a.m. or for me, 7 a.m. came around and they said, we will send a trade out in the next 10 to 15 minutes. So right at 1 o'clock their time, there wasn't anything there. But then 15 minutes later, got a gold buy now. Basically what happens, guys, is you just take the trades. Then they give you the stop loss. They give you the take profits. Literally 6 minutes later, TP1 was hit. More communication between it, telling you that TP1 has been hit within 5 minutes. Now we'll just wait for TP1 and TP3. TP2 was hit, basically 20 minutes in time. And then they said move stop loss to basically break even. And then TP3 was hit later on in the day.
Can I
now? Yeah.
When they put out the gold buy, for example, they put out the gold buy at 17:19 a.m. What if you went and caught it at 7:20, 21, 22? Does it I mean, obviously, I mean, it matters, but
it does matter. And we're gonna make sure to teach you guys if it's a buy, whenever they called it out at 7:19, here's the thing, at the hour, you want to be alert.
Yeah.
You really want to be ready to take the trades because it's going to be at the same exact time every single day. And the trade will be called out right at that time. Mm-hmm. So yes, a minute or two does matter because if you don't get the right entry, you're not going to make as much. In this case, if you would have taken it at 7:22, most likely you wouldn't have made as much.
Right. Okay.
Because the market already moved up.
Okay.
So, yeah, but you're going to be in complete control. And what this is going to create, guys, is a consistent thing that people can depend on. Because every day at the same time, trades are going to be called out. People are going to be able to plug into those. They're going to be able to still have a job. They're going to still be able to be moms, dads. They're still going to be able to continue with their life, but they'll have an alarm on their phone that will go off and say, hey, get ready for a trade. Hey, get ready for a trade. You set it, you forget it, you let it go. And our job, guys, and what we're going to do as a community is we're going to have an account that's hooked up to a MyFX book so you can actually track the results that Akashics as a team has done every single month, every single week, every single day. Now, let's switch gears because I'm a marketer. I want to build massive teams, and I want to show you guys how you can build massive teams with these tools, with these products. In our company, I know this is going to sound like a lot of people, but 500 people in your organization pays you a minimum of $12,000 a month in our compensation plan on Akashics. Now, it's not 500 by yourself. It's not you personally bringing in 500 people, guys. It's you bringing in maybe a couple of the people in your network and then helping your network grow. Understand that every person that you know knows 100 people that you don't. Your job is to go show 50 people out of your network this opportunity. Share your results, show the trading plan, show the MyFX book, show the results.
Matt, can you say that one more time? The number, somebody hit me with a direct message. Can you say that number one more time? How many Akashics memberships?
So 500 Akashics memberships on the $200 a month plan pays a minimum, not this is not max, guys. This is a minimum of $12,000 a month. And there's no, you got to build 3 teams, 4 teams, 5 teams, 10 teams, guys. It's just 500 people total. Our company, guys, yes, there's a left team and there's a right team, but it's not based off that. That's one way that we get paid is the binary. 500 people would make you a 50K affiliate. And on the minimum average, guys, that's $12,000 a month. Now, I'm a 50K affiliate, but I make $27,000 a month in the compensation plan. So I'm giving you the bare minimum at 500 people.
Peace.
Now, How do you get to 500? Well, it starts with 50 people that you know. 50 people that you just share your story, guys. We're not selling. We're not trying to convince people. We are just sharing them the opportunity of what we have. Now, how can you share it? You can show them the MyFX book. You can show them the results that we have as a community. You can show them screenshots of the trades that get called out and show them how it works. You can get them on the phone with Jay. You can get them on a call like this. We will share it for you guys. You get 50 people out of your network to see this information. We can get 5 to 10 to join. Out of the 5 and 10, we're going to do the same exact thing. Like I said, every person that you know knows 100 that you don't. Out of the 5 to 10, we'll help you grow to 500. An extra $12,000 a month, guys, is life-changing for a lot of people. Now, this consistency, understand something. I went from 3,000 people following me to over 500,000 people following me. And they had to hop on a live session at 10 p.m. at night, every single night, to be a part of that wave. Akashics, guys, as a whole, is going to have that same experience several times a day. Like I said, 8 a.m., 10 a.m., 11 a.m., 1 p.m., and 10 p.m., guys, every single day, a trade is going to be sent out just like you just witnessed there with the gold trading group. Now, here's the next level of this. Here's the next layer. The trade's going to get called out, and then within that hour, an educator is actually going to go live on the platform and talk through that trade of what happened, what it's doing, what you should feel. So not only are you going to be able to get the alert, you're also going to stay updated in the Telegram, but you're also going to be able to watch a live session that you can actually understand what's going on with that trade. Now, let's give you guys some comparisons. Most companies, most platforms, I don't know of another platform that's out there that's even doing this. Other platforms, what they do is they have the live education, yes. They have live trade callouts, yes. They have an academy. Every company has that, right? Most people want to know what's the difference between Akashics. Well, in other companies, one person calls one trade at a random time, and you have no clue when it's coming out. You have to be ready. You have to be looking at your phone. And it's very hard to copy trades with that system. That's why it's never blown up. And that's why everybody has so many different results, because no one systemized it. No one has made it feel like a hedge fund. No one's made it feel like something that you would witness on Wall Street. What we've tried to do here, guys, now with Akashics is, like I said, put 4 or 5 people in each category. So in the Forex category, there's going to be 4 or 5 people that are analyzing that same exact trade that they're going to send out to make sure that it's profitable. At the 10 a.m. for the indices, there's going to be 4 or 5 people that are diving in on that trade setup to give you a profitable trade setup. So not only are you getting that type of energy and that type of concentration, you guys are getting also the live session right after that trade gets called on the platform, that if you want someone to walk you through what's going on with the trade. Wow. That experience, see, Akashics, guys, when I sat down with Josh in December, I said, we need to make this thing simple. And it's going to come down to either getting people, it's going to come down to a couple different things: getting people paid, the experience, and having a community. Well, we've finally gotten to that point now, 8 months later. And guess how we got there? Because our gold automation bot crashed. We saw what happened, but we saw also how popular that was. And we saw what that could do for people and what could do for this brand long term if it would have just worked. Right. But there's a reason that it didn't work, because we were meant to go this route, because no one's done it yet. And we're going to be the first company to ever do it, guys. My goal really is to get to over 100,000 customers in Akashics. I mean, we're talking about $200 that includes everything, or $2,000 that gives you access to the entire year. There's so much value inside of that package alone that they could charge thousands of dollars for what is offered. Now, here's one thing I'm going to leave you guys with, which blew my mind. 800 sales. 800 $2,000 pack sales is the top rank of our company. To hit super affiliate in our company, to make over $1 million a year in our company, it only takes 800 people. In my previous company, in the month of January in 2020, I helped 10 people hit six figures. We put in over 2,000 people in that 1 month. What do you think we could do here with what we have? That's where my mind has completely shifted to the opportunity of this business. Because yes, guys, I'm going to be honest, trading is amazing. Making money from your phone, being able to trade is amazing. But you know what's better? Residual income.
Right.
Making residual income and having to come in week after week, month after month, whether you work or not, building this thing up to a point where the money comes in every single month that covers all of your bills, all of your lifestyle, all of the things that you need every single month, every single year, is really truly the best life that you could ever wish for. But to get to that point, you really have to make a decision, guys. You have to make a decision that this is it. You have to trust in Jay's vision. You have to trust in my vision. You have to trust in Raphael's vision, Mike's, Anthony's, every leader that's on this call right now. You have to trust in their vision. We have to lock arms together. We got to go help this happen for the community. We're going to make a major impact in 2023, guys. And I think the next 4 or 5 months, we are going to completely change the game. But it's going to take a lot of you guys to come with us. Mm-hmm. We figured it out. We have the right products. We have the right company. We have the right events. We have the right leadership. We have the right tech. Now it comes down to us and our effort. I told Jay today on the phone, I said, anything you need, man, I'm here. Let's do this thing together. Let's go grow globally. I just got done doing 3 events in the UK. We had London, Manchester, and Birmingham, over 100 plus people at each event. Going back out there here in a couple weeks. Latin America is absolutely exploding. Canada is exploding. Now it's time, guys, to go take this thing global and just continue to just keep going. So let's lock arms together, guys, and let's go make it happen. Jay, if you have anything else, man, I'm here. I got time. So if any other questions, anybody else has any questions?
I mean, right now this call is on fire. I'm excited about everything that you just said. And that's what I love about MDC. One thing about MDC is that I got you. I had 2 people in mind that I could have got for this call, and I knew it would have went either way. It could have went either Kashex or, nutritional. And, I love that we have that here because, there's people that got involved for different reasons and then falling in love with, different products. So here's 2 questions. The first question, well, maybe 3. The first question is, there's so many people that get involved with a trading company or, something like a Kashex, and they really don't want to get into the mode of how do you deal with that with people that want to get in and just trade and versus, wanting to build. And, a lot of people don't understand the power behind building. They see a few people take a couple clicks and become 7-figure earners like you. But it's not that simple. And how can you share the vision to someone like that about the importance of building a team and residual income?
Yeah, that's a great question, Jay. And you're probably, when you hear it, you're going to be like, duh, oh God, that completely makes sense. We were taught, when we first came into this industry, this is not selling, this is really sharing. And you would share something that you're passionate about with your friends if they truly were your friends. So when I bring somebody in and if they're only focused on trading, a lot of times I'll ask them, I'll say, hey, why do you trade? Why do you want to make money trading? And a lot of times they'll tell you the real reason. They'll say, hey, I really just want the freedom. I want to be able to spend more time with my kids. I want to be able to walk away from my 9-to-5 job. And then I just challenge those people with the question of how many people do you know within your network that probably feel the same exact way that you do? And 9 out of 10 times they say, oh yeah, man, I guess, yeah, my friends, they're in the same boat. The 5 people I hang out with the most, they're all broke as well. And I said, so just play this scenario out with me. Let's say this next year you become a multiple 6-figure trader and your life completely changes. Don't you think that your friends and your family would be pretty pissed off if you never shared it with them? Don't you think they'll show up to your house and be like, hey, how'd you get a new car? Hey, how'd you quit your job? Hey, how'd you walk away? And if you didn't tell them, do you think that friendship's going to stay? Because it's like, I look at it this way. If this genuinely, truly, actually works, and we genuinely actually change your life, why would you not want to share this with your friends, your family, and your network? We're not trying to sell them. We're not trying to convince them, but this could genuinely change their lives as well. So I challenge you just to make a list of 50 people that we could go share this with that definitely probably needs this in their life. So instead of coming off in a sales tactic to say, hey, let's go help you go make $1 million. Let's go help you go build a massive team. I first have to figure out why they decided to trade in the first place. Mm-hmm. And then I use that to motivate them to go show their network, because I'm the builder. They might not be the builder. They might not be the leader, but I guarantee you someone in their network is going to be a leader. It is going to be a builder, and they could actually turn into a builder once they see the residual checks come in. So I hope that answers your question, but that's really what I do, because I do get that a lot. Yeah. I'm known really as a trader, unfortunately, in this space. Most people in my social media, when they reach out to me, they say that they want to learn how to trade. No one really brings up that they want to build a business. So that's what I do. I just have to figure out, why do they want to trade? I figure out what's this going to do for their life. And then I just use that to say, hey, how many people in your network think are in that same exact boat?
I love that. I love that. So second question, what's your mindset behind these nationals that we got going on? The next one that we got is coming up is in Miami, Ascend. What's your thoughts on that and the importance behind, promoting that, these trainings?
Building this business solely around Akashics, a lot of the people that are a part of my team, a lot of people that are part of my organization, the number one question that they ask me is, why would I want to go to an event that pushes everything else but Akashics? Why would I want to take myself that only wants to trade to an event like this? And this kind of goes back to what I just said on getting them to want to build. But I also tell them that trading also involves a lot of mindset. Trading also involves a lot of personal development. And if you would have brought trading to me at a 22-year-old kid that was going to school and was really only interested in trying to make a bunch of money to go travel the world, if I would have tried trading back then, I would have failed miserably. I would have crashed and burned, because I would never have been able to control my emotions. I would have never been able to be consistent, and I never would have been able to be dedicated to getting better. And what events do for a lot of people is they change your mindset. They change your personality. They change who you are. And I tell everybody that if you want to really make money trading, you have to be a completely different person than the person that you are right now. See, the person that you're going to see 3 years from now that is successful is not going to be anywhere near the person that you are right now. And at these events, yes, they're going to be about other things, but understand it's the same vision. It's the same talk. It's the same points that are going to be made that can translate and correlate into your trading career. So understand that by going to this event, not only are you going to cement yourself for the long term, but you're going to get closer to the person that you're going to become 3 years from now.
That's major. I mean, I love it. I mean, everything that you said, I don't even have to ask you any more questions. I think this from here. I mean, we had you on the call. I mean, a little over 30 minutes, almost an hour, and you gave so much wisdom, knowledge, your experience, the vision, I'm really excited to be partnered up with you guys when it comes down to just building MDC, period. I know we're gonna do some amazing things. I really believe we're gonna shock the world. And there's going to be a lot of people that's going to wish that they joined us, because now,
bro, what you did in New York from 2012 to 2000 and whatever it was, 18, 19. I mean, that energy that you brought, that flair that you brought into your organization, I truly believe has been stuck in a capsule and has been waited to be released again. And I think that what you did for those 5 to 6, 7 years is going to be minuscule compared to what you could do with the impact that trading can do. But I think for it to actually happen, you had to have a right product. You had to have something that genuinely and transparently does actually help people make money. Because here's the thing, people can leave Akashics right now, go to another company and see no results. It could be the same exact layout. It could be the same exact thing, but they're not going to get the same results. They're not going to get the same feeling in the same community, in the same opportunity. And most likely 99.9% of them are going to fail. because the number one driving force for a lot of these companies is the bottom line. All they care about is sales. So they hype a lot of their products to bring more sales in. Understand that My Daily Choice was successful before Akashics ever came to play. This company already did almost $500 million in sales. They already had over 1 million customers. They already have the field leadership. They've already made a ton of money. They didn't bring Akashics in to just go try to bring in a bunch of sales. Right. Josh's vision and the vision that we have behind Akashics is driven by wanting to actually impact and change the trading industry. So the experience that you're going to get, the results you're going to get is something that is completely different than any other company. And I think that the reason why you blew up in your first company is because you were genuinely excited about what was going on in that company. And I think that now this is going to be that same exact feeling. And I think that over the next 12 to 24 months, you are going to, 10x what you did in that company. I think I'm going to 10x what I did in my previous company. I think everybody on this call right now has the opportunity to become a multi-millionaire within this opportunity.
100%.
But you have to capitalize on it. You have to actually take the opportunity while it's here. You have to give yourself a shot. And the only way you're going to give yourself a shot is by plugging in and actually giving yourself a chance. You can't half-ass this. It can't be a hobby. It can't be something that you just try. This has got to be something that you really go all in on. And I wouldn't tell you guys to go all in on it if I didn't think it was actually something worth getting, all in on. And I truly believe that if you do that and you lock arms with us, there's no way you can fail. There's no way, because there's too many opportunities. There's too many people that are all moving in the same direction.
I mean, there you have it. I mean, he just laid it out, man. Listen, it can't be a hobby. It's time to capitalize and be all in. Listen, thank you for hopping on this call, Matt. This was the very last minute, and you decided to get on this call with us. Really appreciate your time. Appreciate your leadership, and I can't wait to learn more about trading when it comes, with you. It's time to make 7 figures in the trading world as well, right? So, guys. Thank you for hopping on this call. Show Matt a lot of love through Instagram, through the chat here, wherever. We're here to build a multi-billion-dollar company. All right, so let's get it. Thank you, Matt. Let's go.
Of course, bro. Have a great night. See you guys.